those that are new here, let me introduce myself very, very quickly. My name is Big Jano. I'm an engineer by day, but by night, I like the game, I like to 3D print and create awesomeness here on Twitch a few nights a week. Zone. Is that my nickname now, the Frozone? Come for the model building, stay for the ASMR. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. Great to see everybody here. Happy Thursday, chat. Let's keep it going. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully doing well. If I just hit the microphone there, I apologize. Chat, welcome on into the stream. Glad you guys are here. Thank you for all hanging out with me tonight. Welcome on in. And happy Thursday. It's already Thursday. It's almost the end of the week. We are here. And we are ready to do all the things tonight. But let me introduce myself to those that are new here, that are lurking. My name is Big Jano. I'm an engineer by day, but by night, I like the game, I like to 3D print, and I like to create awesomeness here on Twitch a few nights a week. Hope everyone's having a fantastic night. I'm doing all right, Builder's Mark. I am making it through the week, one day at a time. But honestly, no, I'm actually doing pretty all right. Nothing too bad. I have both printers up and running at the moment, although I'm holding my breath on the Mega X because I've been seeing it. I'll talk about what's been going on with the Mega X now. Nothing regarding the nozzle. At least I don't believe it's with the nozzle. I kind of, but not actually the nozzle itself. So last night, I went to continue printing some with the machine, and I went to try out. I was printing on MakerDeck at the time. I was working on the FLSun TIE Fighter, the Snowflake TIE Fighter kit, and I blew this up to 200%, I believe. Trying to play around with that glow-in-the-dark Firefly Blue cap tube filament. What you might not notice is that this is not a full print. I was printing this last night, and I realized the printer, during the print, like, froze in place again. So, F's in chat for our failed print here. Doesn't look bad. I printed this at 0.3 layer height. There's a couple spots, like right here, there was something that got kind of thrown off the bed a little bit, but I'm like, all right, well, I know it's happened in the past, but it's been so sporadic lately that I'm just wondering if it's a firmware thing that might be just a blip. I don't know. So I went to try it again, and that's what I'm printing right now on the Mega X. And as I was about to go live on the stream, I noticed temperature was starting to fluctuate like super crazy on the hot end. Like it was it's set to 225 right now. I'll go to the printer too so you guys can see it. It's set to 225 for this filament because it's this metallic / glow-in-the-dark filament has been a little bit trickier to dial in, so I bumped up the heat a little bit. But as I was going to start, it started off pretty well. You know, it's been going for a few hours, and it was staying at 225, no problem. I looked back at it not too long ago, a couple minutes ago, and I saw it had dropped almost as low as 208 for a couple seconds, and then it went back up to like 215, then it went up to like 220, then back up to 221, and then it would drop again to like 216. So the temperature is starting to fluctuate on there for some strange reason. It could be a multitude of issues. But I'm wondering if it stopped last night because it triggered the temperature, the thermal runaway trigger, technically. Because it was either too low or... I don't think it's not going higher than 225. So that's a good thing. It's not going higher than 225. But it's been fluctuating a little bit. It seems like it fluctuates as the print continues. Like, it's not at the beginning. Now, I don't know if and I just ran a PID tune on this machine like a couple weeks ago. So I don't think that's the issue. The thermistor could be loose. It is very sensitive. I did mention that to you, Builders Market, especially when I was tightening the hot end and the nozzle. It is very sensitive where the thermistor's at. It could be that. It could be starting to go bad. It could be the fan blowing too much on the nozzle. That's the other thing I can think of. It does not have the silicone sock on it right now because I'm trying to make sure that it's not leaking. So I can actually watch and see if there's any filament leaking out of the heat block. So I left the silicone sock off, but I might put it back on. I'm wondering if that might help it retain some heat. But I also wonder if the fan is blowing too much on the nozzle and causing it to cool down a little bit. I'm not too sure, but it has to be either one of those things. It has to be the fan blowing too much cool air. Hold on. Sorry, I heard clicking. I was trying to help it feed through the extruder. It's this spool is very, very heavy, and on very heavy spools, that like the plastic itself, like the plastic shell of the spool is heavy, and on heavy spools, because it has to go underneath, it rolls underneath into the sensor and then up into the extruder. Sometimes it has trouble pulling the filament through. So I was making sure that was still going. But yeah, like I said, it has to be one of a few things. Either the extruder, not the extruder. See, now it's clicking, and I'm trying to like. It clicks a couple times, and it recovers. There's a couple times where I've had to like literally go over there and help feed it through. No, like I said, it should either be the. I'm wondering, it's either the firmware that's causing it. The cooling fan blowing too much air on the nozzle. It could be just losing heat from not having a silicone sock, but I don't think that it would be that much. Or the thermistor starting to go bad. I'm leaning towards thermistor, but I've been wrong before, so. I mean, the thermistor is just one of the old ones I pulled out from one of the old Mega X hot ends, one of the stock hot ends. So. You can buy those online, so I'm not super worried if I have to replace it, but I have to make sure they use like one of the weird 2-pin connectors. They use one of the smaller 2-pin connectors on that little breakout board. So I would have to like buy a new hot end, take it apart very carefully, because that's what I had to do to install the heater cartridge, and the thermistor on this was to basically remove it from an old hot end and very, very carefully pull it out, because the thermistor in the old hot end, it's nice and wedged. This is one of my old ones here that I had, and if you're not careful, you'll rip the thermistor wire, and it's basically useless at that point. I went through 2 of these, and on the 3rd one, I finally got it that didn't break. I will check the wiring too. I guess that's the other thing I didn't mention earlier. I'll check all the connections. From here, they look fine, but I I like, after one of my prints and I had that issue happen before, I went and pushed down that big green tab up top on the breakout board. I pushed it down just to make sure it was fully seated. I don't know if the vibration's causing anything to get loose. I mean, that's a possibility. But I'll make sure everything's kind of seated again, just to reassure them that's not the issue. I'm just hoping I want to burn through some of this filament so I don't have the weight of the spool causing this thing to have issues extruding in some spots. It's been going pretty well so far tonight. I think we got past the point we got to last night where it stopped here. But you can see, I mean, it didn't, for 0.3 layer height, this isn't bad. There's a couple spots where it had some, like, it had some, like, oozing of the nozzle. But I think because it was printing at 225, that could be part of that. But I have to print this a little bit warmer because it is glow in the dark. It's metallic in a sense. I don't know if it's metallic, but there's the properties of this make it. I tried printing this at 215 and it did not print well. 225 seemed to be the sweet spot, and I think it says on the spool, I think 230 is the highest, like, in the range it recommends. I think it said 210 to 230, so 225 being on a little bit of the higher end. Yeah, those connectors. You might have sent me one or two of those with the hot end builders, Mark. I could be wrong. You might have. I know you sent me a little baggie with some other stuff in it. I think it's over there still. I'll have to go see if I do have it or not. Yeah. So I know you sent me, but I think this was for, you sent me these a little while ago with the hot end, but I think this was for that fan I had, that other little 4010 fan that I had lying around, because it used a different connector, which I again haven't, as you can see, it's not on the fan right now. I think it was one of those things where I literally I didn't have the time to install it. But I do have it still, but I don't know if that's the same connector you're referring to. But yeah, they use on one of the connections, I forget which one it was. I think it's one of the fans that they use that really small, the 2.54 2-pin connector, I think. Hold on. Sorry, Chad, this has been... Maybe this filament that too is just being like a little bit trickier to work with. But also the route of the filament going through this machine to the extruder, it's like the worst path possible for the filament to. It's not ideal path movement for the spool, because it literally rolls underneath, like you guys can see it in the screen there, and then it has to go up and then over into the hot end. That's been like the one design flaw of this machine for sure since I've gotten it a few years ago. But it's been mostly manageable, up, give or take a few times where it has issues with heavier spools. I'm here, you can start now. Hey, old curmudgeon, good to see you. We just started ourselves. I'm working on printing at the moment. I'm working on, I wanted to print more with this Firefly Blue filament from Cap Tubes. So we're printing a 200% scale of the FLSun Dude Snowflake TIE Fighter. Now this one here I'm holding is not a full, it's not done. It failed halfway through due to my printer freezing halfway through the print. You're just talking about how I'm noticing the hot end temperature is starting to fluctuate like through the print a little bit. And I'm not sure if it's the thermistor going bad, if it's the cooling fan blowing too hard on the nozzle, if it's the wires not seated fully, if it's the firmware that's causing it, because I just did a PID tune on it not too long ago. So once this print's finished, and I hope this finishes tonight, it's supposed to finish up like by the time I go to bed tonight. Once this print finishes, or not, I don't know, we'll see. There's still a lot of stream left. Then I'm gonna kind of sit down, go through everything. There is a new version of the firmware that I have on this machine. There's an updated firmware version, so I might download the newest firmware version of this. I have to look at see what actually is in the updated version, but that might help, maybe. I don't know, but I'm kind of going through my whole list of fixes and see if any of those actually work. I also should probably put the silicone sock back on if this print is all good, because then it won't. I'll know it's not leaking, so I can probably put that back on. It might help retain the heat of the hot end a little bit better. Because I didn't notice I didn't have any issues when I had the silicone sock on. So, although I'm not sure if the silicone sock is going to preserve that much heat, I figured it would help a good amount, but I'll surprise myself if that's the case. Feel bad for recent printer issues. I mean, it's nothing that's really put this printer out of commission. It's just one of those things where it's like, I know I can get this thing running better, and because this printer's over 2.5 years old, it's just been, I'm trying to be. It's being optimistic that I can keep this thing running for a long period of time still, which I should be able to. I'm not saying I can't. But like at the same time, the things I am fixing are still like giving me like not still giving me problems, but it's like putting a band-aid it's like putting a band-aid on the Titanic, The sinking is slow. I mean, with any machine, it wears out over time. That's not a silicone sock could help, could and will. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering if that could be part of the issue. I don't know why it's fluctuating so much. I mean, the temperature fluctuating drastically is telling me that the thermistor is starting to either go bad, or it's because of the. I'm wondering if the faster movements in the printer are causing it to, just because of how sensitive it is, are causing it to, when it shakes, it causes it to fluctuate that way. Which leads to a, say, hey, this is probably loose. I need to either tighten it or replace it. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just kind of trying to figure out what. I mean, I had freezing issues before, but for different reasons, and I don't know. This machine's not that old where I don't think the firmware's that out of date. I mean, I know that the electronics of this machine are on the. I mean, it's an 8-bit board. It has the old A4988 drivers. It still has all the stock stuff underneath, minus a new SD card reader and ferrules on the wiring, or on the high load wiring. But other than that, all the components are still the same as when I bought the machine. Now, I did replace the cooling fan too for the one of the cooling fans underneath for the electronics. I did replace that along with the hot. But yeah, underneath that's probably the next big upgrade I'm gonna have to do, is get a new board or upgrade the electronics underneath. I think I mentioned this a while back, but Anycubic has now discontinued this printer completely, including most of the accessories for it. You can still buy hot ends. You can still buy those hot ends for it on their website, but the boards for the machine are now discontinued. I'm wondering if you could replace it with one of the newer boards for like the Cobra series printers. But that's something I just haven't had a whole lot of time to look into, whether it be like getting a new Anycubic board or getting like a Big Tree Tech board or something. I don't. So that's the part of things that I'm not as familiar with, and for me, I'll be looking for something that would have to swap in perfectly, basically. Well, not perfectly, but swap in and not have to do a whole ton of rewiring and stuff like that. Because that's stuff I'm not as familiar with, but that's something I'm going to have to eventually do one day. Because one day the board will eventually crap the bed, and I'll have to figure out a solution for it. But hey, dudes, FLSun, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Without a sock, the fan will load the block and screw with PID as speed changes. Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the case. And like I said, the only reason I have it off at the moment is because I was just keeping an eye on the heater block and the heatsink just to make sure the filament's not leaking through it. I haven't seen any leakages in the last couple prints, so I think I should be okay. I think I tightened it pretty well. Because this is a copper. Because it is copper, it expands. So when I had to heat this up to tighten it down, I had to heat it up to like 240. But I do want to keep this thing up and running, for a while. Not just because I have the new hot end on there. I want the hot end to do well, and I want to use the hot end. I just want to get to the point where this thing isn't giving me like anxiety to the point where I have to worry about every print finishing. But yeah, I mean it's part of the hobby. I get that, so I'm not super like stressed out about it at the moment. But it's just one of those things in the back of my mind that are going, well, eventually I'm going to have to, really take a look at this printer and see how much longer I can keep it going. But for now, it is up and running. If it does have any issues, then we'll tackle them as they come, and that's kind of what we have to do. There's no other way around it. I know for my Super Racer, I do have to start taking a look at doing preventative maintenance on that machine a little bit soon. I think I need to start adding some lubrication to the belts again, to the linear rails. So I'm going to probably do that soon. Speaking of which, we are printing on the Super Racer as well. It's hard to see, and I don't have a camera on it right now. But we are printing some more of the IC3D Red Pet G. I was trying to get some other prints on there and test out some stuff. We did print on Tuesday. Let me get to my other screen real quick so you guys can see this. I did print a big cube with the Red Pet G. You can see it's not perfect. I probably need another top wall or two. It's not perfect, but it's not that bad either. There's a couple little zits around the sides, and it looks more or less just from like excess filament, catching on certain areas, certain layers. But the actual the text itself doesn't look too bad. There might be a tiny bit of ghosting on the X. You can kind of see. 1 second, pop up. But the actual cube itself doesn't look too bad. And this red's actually a really nice red color. It's a nice shiny red. You can see there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I haven't measured it, but the accuracy wasn't a big concern for me because I knew this thing printed pretty accurately. I do need to update. I do need to lubricate, I think, the linear rails a little bit. I think that's going to help, and prevent the maintenance, like I said. But yeah, it's not bad. It's yeah, exactly. It's from the snot buildup. I can clean those off if I really wanted to right now. Like I can just take my finger and pretty much gone. But yeah, it's not bad. I want to do a little bit more. I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to fine tune the profile, but I figured while we're doing that, we could do some fun prints with it. And this month especially, at least right now, before we start really diving into printing all the stuff for our new 2.0 gingerbread house, we want to... I saw this on printables, and I wanted to print these. And these are, what's it called? Customizable snow globes. I saw these on printables. And what it is you can print, there's a bunch of different files you can print. And there's a base that has 3 different slots, and you put each of these layers in one of the slots, so it has like a, I don't know what you call that, but it's almost like an abstract art piece or like a snow globe. But you can customize what you want on each slot. So there's a slot with the snowman. There's a ring with a snowman on it. There's a blank ring. There's a snow globe. There's a dog. There's light bulbs. There's presents and stuff like that. So right now I'm printing the base, this base piece, in that red Pet G, and we'll be printing some of the other pieces next week on the stream. I have some left over. The golden winter glitter would be perfect for one of these layers. I have some green, I have some dark green, I have some white, I have some of this sparkly, this glow in the dark color, which, by the way, if you guys didn't see the dark glow in the dark color, this Cap Tubes Firefly Blue, we have these little K2 filament clips that these ones didn't come out too bad. You do have to shine a lot of light on these, so give me 1 second. I'll shine some light on this, and then I'll turn the light off so you can see the glowiness, the blue. A little bit more. All right, I gotta turn my light off though so you guys can see it. A little bit more. That still might be a little bit too bright in here. But I can hold my let's see if I can. Doesn't. Let me turn my monitor off maybe. Hold on 1 second. Let me brighten it up a little bit. There we go. Now you guys might be able to see a little darker. There you go. Let me shine. You have to shine a lot of light on it to power it up or to make it like react. You guys can kind of see it a little bit. Let me know if you guys see it or not. Forgot to turn off my other monitor. All right, there we go. Can see some of the glow, not so much the filament. Okay, yeah, it's like, it almost looks like a metallic glow. Like there's metallic bits or the parts that glow in the dark almost. If you guys saw the pictures on Twitter, it's kind of how it's the sparkle effect comes in the film itself. Which I have to figure out how to. I would like to light this up, but you have to either put it out in the sun or have to shine a huge light on it for a while. But yeah, that is the that's how that works, and it's a really cool. It's a really cool filament. Print's kind of clear, or kind of like a white clear. Oh, let me turn my light back on. Yeah, it's the little bits inside in the filament that make it glow. It's not so much the actual color of the filament, but it looks like a metallic glow in the dark filament, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I can print one of those little layers on it. I can print one of those layers of the snow globe. Like the example here, I can print that white layer and this, which would look pretty cool. Or the snowflake layer. That's another one you could do. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I do need a UV light. I don't have a UV flashlight. I should go get one over the weekend. I should try to do that. Why is this not working? My screen got like really small for some reason. 1 second. There we go. I turned my monitor off and everything went haywire. There we go. All right. Yeah, so we're printing the red, that base that you see there in the red. That's what we're printing on the Super Racer right now. More in the IC3D Pet G. And then, like I said, we're printing the FLSun Dude Snowflake TIE Fighter in that cap tubes. The cap tubes Firefly Blue. Firefly. I can't say things today. But yeah, I need to get a UV light. I think that would help with this. Oh, there we go. I thought the audio turned off for a second. But yeah, while those are printing on the printers, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the gingerbread house, this year's gingerbread house build that we're going to be doing. We're going to kind of start getting inspired, maybe start looking at some stuff today. I don't know if we're going to get any. We're not going to probably model anything up today. I do have a. Well, I don't have any paper to sketch things out, but that's okay. Also, for those that are here on Tuesday, we also have some of these red K2 clips we printed in the IC3D Red Pet G. These ones didn't come out too bad. They're a little bit. They're not as clean. Some of them aren't as clean as they came out, but they should still work. Well, Curmudgeon, how have those been for you? Have you tried any of the clips you printed yet, or no? But we're going to be talking about for a little bit. We're going to be kind of diving into the latest project build for the Gingerbread House 2.0. Things I kind of want to look at, maybe doing a little bit differently this year. I kind of want to do a kit, like make a kit to like post online to like printables, or maybe make it like a. I really don't want to make it like a paid thing, but maybe put it on printables just as a kit, so people can download the whole kit, print all the parts, put it together and stuff like that. That might be something we could do. I guess that kind of depends on time. From now till the end of the year. Just popped him off the plane an hour ago. Well, that ain't no better minute than the last minute, right? That's awesome. At least you got him off the bed. At least we're making progress. What? Oh, that's not the right thing. Why did my sound alerts not work? Of course it didn't work. Let's try that again. There we go. Hype in the chat for old Curmudgeon pulling his clips off the bed. Joe Prusa said out today on Twitter that the mini will be added as a Prusa meters redeemed for 10K. I did see that. That's insane. I am super far away from that number. I think I only have 210 at the moment. So yeah, I gotta start posting makes of other people's stuff, and I gotta start making more models for printables. 10K or bust, right? Right, Deuce Falchion? The grind begins, exactly. Now, I feel like everyone's going to try to get that mini now. You watch in a couple months, you're going to see it. You're going to see people have an influx of points or Prusa meters. You're also going to have a ton of people trying to abuse the system now, I think. I hope that doesn't happen, but I don't know. I do worry about that. I do worry about a few people ruining it. I know they have stuff that in place to prevent people from like stealing points and, you know, building up points the wrong way, and I know they have stuff to shut that down pretty quickly, but I really hope that like a few people don't ruin it for the rest of us. Like, you know, like I really hope. I pass on a mini, want a Voron. True. I mean, the mini is, I guess in theory you are paying for it in your filament time and money, or time, material, and all the stuff you're printing. Um, I mean, I guess if the only thing you have to pay for is shipping, that's not a bad deal. I have been thinking about, you know, Vorons lately a lot more. I think that'd be cool to have, like, build one eventually. Not anytime soon, but I do have that. I have that 2.4 motor kit still. It's just sitting here collecting dust, and but I also need. I would like to have my Prusa XL by then, because maybe I can use it to actually print like ABS and some higher temp materials. I have a V minion frame I probably never used. Oh, that's right. Didn't you won that frame last year? I think it was. I believe you won it on some giveaway somewhere. I do remember that. Hey, SBC3D, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. .4 motor kit. I'll need one of those if Taylor ever ships my frame. Well, if you really absolutely need it, old curmudgeon, let me know. Because I do. It's the kit. It is the LDO Motors kit, the 2.4 motor kit. I think I have it over here. Yeah. I got this off of another giveaway. I won this on who was it? Modbot. I won on his 1K anniversary or 1K celebration stream. I won this on a giveaway. I don't have any use for it at the moment, and probably won't for a while. So, if that is something you are really going to need, and if you're actually getting that frame, you know, we can make something work. Prentice's stream over a year ago. Oh wow, nice. Also got the SKR 1.3 board still if you want it for the Mega. Oh, that's right. I forgot you mentioned that to me. I do remember you mentioned that to me. Yeah, I'll I'll have to keep that in mind. I mean, I don't need it at the moment. I don't believe. I say that, and then I say that, and then my printer starts giving up a smoke show. No, I'm kidding. I don't want that to happen. But yeah, I was mentioning, like, I think I mentioned this at the time, and that's what you brought that up before, is that eventually I'm going to have to replace the board on here when that eventually dies. No frame yet. Taylor went through a rough patch during COVID-19. Yeah, ouch. That's unfortunate, and that's rough too, because I know he does some good work over there. I've seen those frames; they look really nice. A lot of work I can tell goes into those, so that's unfortunate to hear. So you don't get an etch frame, just a frame. Ah, gotcha. Does the etching? I'd imagine the etching takes a good bit of time. I'm not sure how that. I mean, I know the etching process would be fairly straightforward, but I'm wondering if he has to etch all the parts and then cut them to size, or I don't know, but I can imagine it takes a lot of time on top of the, just getting all the steel and cutting it to size. And waited too long to pick a design. However, he's not very active on Facebook, so that's all I can contact him with. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I would be lying to say I use Facebook a lot, but I'm on there, but I lurk more or less. And then I'm on there as well for like some of the user group stuff for the printers, like the Anycubic group, the FLSun group, the Death Eraser group, which I haven't really done much in yet. But I don't post a lot on Facebook anymore. Just, you know, reasons. Although Twitter is starting to have its own. It sounds like Twitter's gonna. It sounds like Twitter's on its way to having the same demise, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. That's kind of irrelevant. Big trick is getting those etches all lined up on each rail. That's the magic where bows work. Yeah, I can imagine the attention to detail, making sure everything just is precise. I can imagine that takes time, just lining everything up, getting in the right spot, not mess it up, because I think once you mess up, it's probably a lot harder to do. Is this where the cool kids hang out? You bet it is, Mitch. How's it going? Welcome in. Delta Squad, let's go. That is right. It is the Delta Squad. Yeah, well, my camera's on my other printer at the moment, but we are printing on our Delta over here. We're printing a base for our... We're printing the base for the customizable snow globe here. We're printing this in some IC3D red PETG. More or less for two reasons. One, I want to start printing fun holiday prints. And two, I'm trying to kind of dial in my PETG profile for the Super Racer, because it's been an uphill battle trying to get PETG to print super clean. Without having to slow it down to the level of the bed slinger over here. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, those both are printing at the moment, and tonight, on top of that, we're gonna kind of dive into. I keep saying we're gonna dive into our holiday project. For this year, which I do want to talk about a little bit more. And then, in a little bit, we're going to get into community marble racing, which is always a fun time here. For those that are new to the channel, marble racing is just a fun, interactive game where you get to watch a marble go through an obstacle course, and you have no control over it. And sometimes we give out prizes to the winners. So that'll be the later half of our stream. That'll probably be within the next... hour or so. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Let's see. Twitch app sucks. Audio not synced. Yeah. The app it's what it is. I wish the app was better too. Speaking of which, Old Curmudgeon, I forgot again. The second time this week I forgot to hydrate. But chat, if you guys got a beverage, if you have a beverage, raise them high, raise them proud. And cheers to all of you guys for being here tonight. Thank you, Old Curmudgeon, for the hydrate. If you guys haven't yet done so, go give Old Curmudgeon a follow or subscribe on YouTube. Go subscribe to his channel. Be greatly appreciated. And cheers. There we go. Yeah, so this is my brain today, not redeeming hydrates today. You guys forget about those commands. They're still there. They're still there in the about section of the channel. All those fun commands, you can trigger stuff. There's also the list of commands that can trigger the lights on the nozzle. So feel free to play around with those. No, God! It also looks like it changes the color on my lights too. Which I didn't realize that. I think there was an update on the Lumia stream software. Yeah, so chat, like I said, we're gonna dive into. For those that are not here on Tuesday, we're diving into our latest holiday project, which we are going to build a 2.0 version of our 3D printed gingerbread house. I mentioned this on Tuesday, and we've started faintly talking about it a little bit. But basically, I want to make a bigger and better version of last year's gingerbread house, which I put away. I should have kept it out, but let me go grab it real quick. So for those that are just joining us, it's on my highest shelf. Of course it is. So this is what we ended up doing last year. We made this sort of a kit that has all of the printed parts, the walls, the roof, the chimney. We also made and designed these little gumdrop pieces to glue on. And then we took a 3D pen and decorated all the walls, the sides, with the homemade look of the windows, the walls, the front door. You can see my artistic side come out. And you guys probably can tell that I was not an art major in college or an artist in high school by any means necessary. You can see all the excess gloop on the edges that I put too much gloop on it. But yeah, I mean, all in all, this came out fairly well. I kept it around. I almost destroyed it last month on the 2-year anniversary stream. But this year I want to do a bigger and better one. I want to make this even bigger. Maybe add some other effects to this. Maybe make it a bigger sized house. I have some leftover LED strips. Maybe add some lighting to it. Maybe make it like a display of some sort. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see the... So all those gumdrops were printed in fuzzy skin Cura mode. Or fuzzy skin mode, whatever you want to call it. And so they have that like roughness to the edges. And I basically printed these in a bunch of different colors. Some Polyalchemy Elixir purple is on here, which I'm honestly now trying to save up as much of it as I can because it's not coming back anytime soon, regardless of that. But yeah, we want to make a bigger and better version this year. No, you cannot eat this, unfortunately. This does not taste good. It's unfortunately... it's that PLA cookie dough, you know? It's the kind that doesn't taste... It tastes like corn and plastic and sadness. But that is the idea, is to make a bigger version of that this year. And I want to start this month, kind of getting ideas, start maybe modeling some stuff up. Not tonight, more or less, but maybe later this month. And then next month is going to be our build month, our printing month and build month. And then by the end of the year, I'd like to have it like kind of displayed and whatnot. Old Curmudgeon redeeming the crown redeem. All right. I got to go find the crown. I think it's behind here. That works out because I didn't have my headset on. 8:58. All right. I got 5 minutes of this bad boy. I feel pretty now, chat. You're right. It does not get used enough. You're right. Absolutely right. Although I was supposed to print another crown after the 2-year anniversary stream, and I never got around to it. So this is the one we still have. I call it our cardboard crown, by the way, because it looks like a piece of cardboard taped together. There we go. Yep. All right. So I did some searching earlier, and I was trying to get some ideas for what I wanted to do with this. Basically, searching gingerbread houses on Google is a very straightforward thing. You can kind of see... I was looking at these to get inspired and try to see what we can come up with. I don't know if I want to do like a two-story house or not. That might be problematic. I don't know. Something like that wouldn't be too bad. Something with a little bit more architecture to it, you know? Although I can't promise none of these are going to make you guys hungry for actual gingerbread. And but for those for this last year, we used for the gingerbread color prints, we used the Polyterra Army Brown, I think it was, for that gingerbread colored for the base of the house. So I'm probably going to go with that color again this year, unless I find another shade of brown. But the Polyterra brown has that like It's a nice matte brown, and it kind of does look like gingerbread cookie. And that was the other thing I actually thought about doing too, is making like actual gingerbread cookie models that you can. There'd be the basic gingerbread cookie outline, and then you can take your 3D pen and decorate it like you would a normal one. Spitting Moon coming in with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Spitting Moon. Welcome on in. Great to see you as well. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Getting a big shout out to you, Spitting Moon, as well. If you guys aren't following Spitting Moon, go give them a follow. Another awesome 3D maker here on Twitch and in Maker Deck communities. Just dropping in. Hello. Hope you have a great stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you coming by. And thank you again for the gifted sub as well. And I realize I also am not following you, so let me do that right now. And there we go. Yeah, we're starting our planning for our next year, or this year's holiday project. And basically we're going to do a 2.0 version of our gingerbread house here, our 3D printed gingerbread house. So this is the one we did last year. We printed all the parts, we took our 3D pen, decorated the outsides. We made some gumdrop pieces. We printed those as well. We glued them on with the pen. And all in all, this came out pretty well. But I want to go bigger and I want to go better this year. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Right now, I'm just kind of doing some brainstorming. We just started talking about this on Tuesday. This will be going on for probably the rest of the year. Until we get into next year, where we'll start probably doing stuff for the Death Racer build. Which I feel like I'm going to be way over my head, but that's going to be a fun one to work on regardless. It is very much indeed sweet, although I would not recommend eating that one. It does not taste very good. I know people keep asking me about eating this one. It's I don't recommend it. It smells like syrup though. Yes, I know. Technically, yeah. I know some PLAs have that sweeter like aroma to them when you print with them. Printed solid is like that. All the printed solid filaments have that like sweeter aroma to them when you get too close. The Polymaker is not as much. I'm trying to think what other filaments kind of do. Hatchbox kind of does a little bit. I guess it varies on printer, but yes, it does. They do smell sweet when you're printing them. Just don't smell the. Maybe not breathe in the ABS stuff. Maybe not that stuff. Link above was gingerbread and man. Oh, I must have missed the link. Whoops. Oh, cool. It's a cool book. I'll have to take a look at that. That might be a decent buy to take a look in. That's really cool, like a farmhouse one. I'll pull this over, you guys can see this. That is a farmhouse gingerbread house. That's actually really cool. I can imagine that probably took a good amount of time to do. I can probably guess. But I'll take a look at this. I'll keep this link over here. I'll take a look at it after stream. Most PLAs because of the cellulose. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Yeah, poly rolls they don't have that like sweeter aroma to them, but they do, you know, it's not, they are made of corn. Excuse me. Well, if I ever fully regained my sense of smell, you still haven't regained your full smell yet, old curmudgeon? That's unfortunate. Haven't been able to smell PLA printing for a good month. Ooh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know you were still having lingering effects to that. That's awful. But yeah, so you can see there's, we have all these different ones. We could kind of, we can make it like a mansion, which would be, I don't think we're gonna go to that level of detail, but I am, and just to be clear, chat, I'm not an architect by any stretch of the imagination. This one has all the stops. This has shingles. This has windows. This has lighting. This has like snow. This thing has pillars, support pillars, like a foyer. This one's a little bit on the fancier side. I mean, we're trying to go, like, basically we're going to try to go between this and that. Something in the middle between the two. That is really cool, though. I mean, that is really cool. Let's see what other ones we can find here. I like there's a different mix of, like, skills. Like, there's definitely, like, basic ones like that. You have more basic stuff like this, which really isn't that basic, honestly. One thing I thought about doing for sure this year was to do more of like an actual snow-covered roof, like you see on this one, or on like this one, versus what we did on mine, where it was just more like just less showing the shingles on the roof. I also hope that this year I actually have a printer that can print the roof in one whole piece, versus having two separate pieces, because last year we had issues where I was printing the one roof piece overnight, and all of a sudden there was a massive layer shift, and it like just completely failed on me at that point. Wife got flu sick and has recovered, never got real sick, but the smell and taste are still hit and miss. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Could do the house from home alone. I could. That one is a more straightforward architecture. A little bit more challenging, but not too bad. LED lighted. See, something with LED lights wouldn't be bad. I have leftover LED strips. So something with like a hollow base to it so I can add LED lights around windows might not be a bad thing. So instead of maybe drawing on the windows like I did last year, maybe we just make the walls that have open window holes as a possibility. I do like that. I do like these windows over here. These like arched windows, these rounded arched windows at the top. This is nice and inspiring, I know. And I just realized I'm way over my 5-minute limit on the crown, but I basically gave you double the crown time, old curmudgeon. That's for me missing your hydrates for this week. All right. Old homes have tall windows for natural cooling. I did not know that. That's actually really interesting. My old house growing up actually had windows similar to that. So now I know why. Soulless bread. Hey, Elders Anderson, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. We're scouring the web for inspiration of gingerbread house at the moment. We're kind of taking a look at things we can maybe build off of, or kind of recreate something like. Clearly, we're going to build this one here because this one looks super easy and not ridiculously hard at all. They stole my idea for the arches, for the support arches here, the triangles, last year. I mean, I'm not saying they copied me, chat, but the proof's in the gingerbread house. Let's see what else they got here. I like this one. This is like a 70s house vibe, like the old-fashioned houses back, like when my parents were growing up. Kind of like how my grandparents' house was before they moved. Is that on fire? Or are those lights? It looks like the roof's on fire on this picture. I hope it's not fire, but yeah, I can see the LED lights in here. Could do a log house. That would be pretty cool. That is a possibility. There's that one. See, now this is more like a... Oh, that's like a candy house. So I didn't realize there's a Hershey's and Kit Kats on there, but I guess I should do this while I have this up. Maybe I'll hide that for now because these guys can still see. House my dad roofed decades ago got torn down this year. Ooh, sorry to hear that. That's awful. Let's see. There's this one's pretty nice. It says a balcony on it. That's pretty neat. That's like a home style looking house. If I definitely might do something with like the parts I'm going to design for the walls this year. I do want to have some sort of like a shingle pattern on it, kind of like something like this, or like we had up here where it was. Which one? Where was it? Was it? Yeah, this one, where it had like a shingle, like a roof pattern, or maybe like on the walls itself too. I do still want to kind of keep it like homemade looking, but I do want to make it look a little bit less handmade, just slightly less handmade. Used to point it out when we drive by when I was a kid. Oh man, those are always the best memories, you know, going by seeing like your old parents' house, your old grandparents' house. I always enjoyed that growing up too. What's this one here? Oh, it's like an advent calendar. That's very cool. Not so much a gingerbread house, but now I feel like we're gonna have to like. I would totally build a legitimate like gingerbread house, like an actual gingerbread cookie house on stream. I feel like that'd get really messy really quick on stream, but that would be fun to do. I feel like the printed one would be just as fun, you know? Oh, shoot. Never mind. Let's see, there's this one. That's not so much a gingerbread house, that's more of a set. That's a scenic set. Let's see, there's this one. That's pretty fancy. That's pretty tall. I don't think I can do anything that big. That's a T-Mobile one. That's kind of weird. That's kind of nice. I'd like to have, like... My thought is maybe doing, like, one house and then doing, like, a side house that's, like, attached to the main building. So, like, maybe making, like, a... You ever see, like, those, like, guest house that are attached to the main house with a bigger house? Something like that would be pretty cool. I haven't seen one like that here yet. But basically making a larger house would be cool too. I also like seeing those houses that have like the circular curved driveways and make it like a curved house that hugs the driveway. That might be something we could do too. That might make it a little bit more challenging to print, but not too bad. That's pretty nice. I like the chimney idea here. The skinnier chimney up top and then it fattens down at the bottom. That's how my house was growing up too. It had the fatter end of the chimney on the bottom and then it was skinnier up top. Fuzzy skin slicer. Oh yeah, I guess I could do that too. I did that with the candy pieces. I could probably do that with the wall. Good idea. 3D pen with a drilled out nozzle. That would be fun. That would be interesting. And you can buy spare nozzles for the 3D pen. At least for the Mint 3D pen you can. I think you can buy them on Amazon. But yeah. Oh my god, like a 0.1 nozzle. Or no, I'm sorry. A 1mm nozzle on that thing would be... Whew. We get some work done on that. Gingerbread outhouse. 2-story out. That's funny. I like it. There's one of those types of houses about a mile from here, attached guest house. Oh, cool. 2-story outhouse. That's hilarious. I do like this. I like the window, with like its own like separate roof piece, and then the side window here. I do like that. Something like this wouldn't be bad. Someone's selling this on Etsy for $350. Holy cow. I mean, that's a lot of work, but still. I do like the crisscross pattern on here, too. But also, one of the things I wanted to maybe do this year is make more like actual 3D printed like pieces to go on the house, like I did the gumdrops. So instead of always using the 3D pen to decorate, I would like to actually print like little strings of like lights to put on the edges of the roof. And I'd love to use this like this firefly blue material. I'd love to use it on like making little light strings, so that way when you put it in the dark, it glows up and lights up. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or just have little decorative elements that do glow in the dark on the gingerbread house. If not, I'd love to get LED strips somehow incorporated, like a small amount, not crazy amount, or not even the LED strips, but maybe those like little string those fairy lights we used on the lithophane boxes. Stuff like that would work out pretty well for this. But that's gonna have to come down to once we actually start designing it. We're gonna have to kind of think some of that stuff through early on in the next like week or two. So, but we're getting some good ideas so far. I think are starting to get some ideas in my head at least. This looks like a townhouse complex down the street from me. There's a bunch of these like duplex residences where there's like multiple units built into one building. Let's see what else we got here. This one's like a Halloween themed one. That's pretty neat. That's pretty interesting. We also got this one's interesting too. Oh, that's Lego. That's a Lego piece. That's pretty big. That's also not gingerbread. But yeah, this is kind of what I want to design this year. So basically make pieces like this on my printer. Instead of it being a solid piece, make the cutouts for the door, make the cutouts for the windows. I think I'm going to lean this route this year. Maybe not with the door, but with the windows for sure I could do. Because then you can easily decorate around them with the pen. I think I know what meme you're talking about, Old Curmudgeon. I've seen that one before, too. You got upper management. You got everybody else. Alright. Let's see what else. Let's keep going. There are some interesting ones for sure here. That's interesting. That's more of a church, though. That's not so much a house. Or like a cathedral. That's pretty cool looking. Don't get me wrong. That's pretty nice looking. A little bit off of what we're gonna go for here, but if I type in extreme gingerbread houses, or that might give us some strange results. Oh yeah, we're getting some really crazy ones now. Maybe we didn't need to go from 0 to 100 really quick. I feel like this is what ours is gonna look like at the end of the day. That's the reality, right? That's the reality. Hold on. There we go. We hope that's not the reality. We hope. Yeah, maybe this was a little bit too extreme for us. That does not look extreme at all. Here we go. Foolproof, engineered to last. I don't even know what to describe that one. It's fragile, we'll call it. I'm gonna go back because I think we had better results. We had better results when we went here. We just went to generic gingerbread houses here. I'm just gonna keep going, see what happens. That looks like a birdhouse over here. That one looks cool, but it looks sunk in on the roof. That's interesting. That's kind of interesting. Different shape. Okay, so this kind of... Okay, so it doesn't have the exact... but you can see they have the rounded driveway here. And I would think about making like a bigger building that kind of hugs... Like a rectangular arc. That's the base of the building, maybe. It's kind of the idea I'm going for. Maybe. Maybe we'll see. I have a lot of great ideas in my head, but I got to think about what's actually going to be practical too. And also, if I want to make this a kit for others to print, I do need to make this easy enough for others to print. Although I know people will complain regardless, be like, "Well, this is too big for my printer." Scale it down, I guess. Because I'm gonna make the parts that fit both my printers. So if they can fit on those, then they should fit on most printers, except like the mini and what other any of the single cantilevered printers. Winer's always gonna whine. Yeah. Somebody asked me in one of the Discord channels if I could scale down the ball nozzle design, and I told them they could, but they will have to worry about the little pins that the controller sits on being too small. But that's not my problem at that point. But that, I guess it's easy. You can scale it down, but I know people always be like, "Can you make this for my printer, my exact printer?" And it was funny because I had a YouTube comment on one of my videos the other day, and someone asked me, it was something on it was one of the Mega X videos, and somebody asked me, "This isn't how you load filament into the Chiron." And I'm like, that's because it's not about the Chiron. Yeah, I kind of ignored that one a little bit. Anyway, back to gingerbread houses, because that's what we're talking about. Why are there so many like Halloween themed ones? It's so weird. Something like this would be cool with like, not saying this is Lego, but because this has like different heights of the roof, like this has a lower roof here, a little bit taller over here. I do want to maybe incorporate a different chimney this year. Maybe make some candy canes and some other. I do want to make some other like separate parts for this to kind of glue into place. I don't know how well that's going to come out. The candy canes are hard enough to print on a printer as it is because they're cylindrical. Here we go. There's a nice meat and cheese house. Oh, that looks tasty. I love a good charcuterie board that looks like a house. Those are cool. I'm just looking at these now because of the LEDs or the lights. Those are like gumdrop lights you can put on your house. That's actually pretty neat. I'm telling you, chat, we could go buy one of those pre-built kits. We can make our own actual cookie house. People? Old Curmudgeon, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. I know we can probably sit around here all night and talk about gingerbread houses, but we'll probably start digging into marble racing here in a few minutes. That's pretty cool. That'd be cool to do like a colored roof like that too. We kind of did something like that though with the outer edges last year, so I don't know if I'm going to do that same pattern. But yeah, I do. Oh, I like the artwork on the front's pretty cool. I will say that the artwork on the front's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I like the window, the awnings over the windows. That's pretty neat. Ooh, I like the rounded windows here would look really, really nice. I like that. Yeah, eventually we're gonna have to come up with an actual design for this. Eventually, I'm gonna have to start sketching some stuff out here soon, like this weekend, so we can start kind of putting some stuff into 3D space in Fusion 360, because it's gonna take us some time to model parts, and especially if we want to. And the big thing for me this year is I want to make sure all the parts fit together like exactly right. Because last year we had some parts that were slightly too long. Some of the walls were slightly too big. The roof piece had issues. So I want to make sure that all the parts this year on the main structure are sound. So I'm going to try, what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to try to build the whole assembly into one file in Fusion 360. We kind of did that with the lithophane box for the wedding boxes we did. So I want to try to do that there too. I'm digging the double-decker houses, but I'm just wondering how structural that's going to be. Like, we can make a first floor, add a floor, and then add a second floor. We could do that. I don't know how successful that's going to be, because these aren't, you know, not enough glue, and I have to buy some gloop too. Gloop and the 3D pen to weld it together. Let's see. I think we're kind of getting near the end here. Just could build a tree house. That'd be pretty neat. A gingerbread tree house. That's actually a pretty unique design. I'm not gonna lie. That's different. I haven't seen that before. Is that a shoe? That's funny. That is pretty funny. On top of that, let's see. Let's look at this one. That's an above and beyond type house here. That's for a display. That's not anywhere near my house. Well, that's pretty cool. It has its own little wall, fenced-in wall here. A yard. Like, something like this is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Something like I can make a little wall, like a yard for it in the front. But that's going to be a lot of work, extra work, though. So, but that's an idea I did have on Tuesday. I think that would look pretty cool, but it all depends on what we can do in time. This is kind of how we went for it last year, almost. This is kind of like the route we took. But the log cabin house is not a bad idea. I do like that idea. All right, I'm going to take a look at the print real quick. I just want to make sure it's still doing well. It looks like it's still going. It hasn't stopped yet, so that's good. It's a good sign. I haven't checked the temperatures on the hot end yet lately. Let me go check on those. We're going to get into marble racing in just a few minutes, like in the next 5-10 minutes or so stick around for that. But let me get the let me check the temperature and see how I'm doing. So it's hovering like 219, 220, and it was fluctuating up a little bit again. So it's still sitting slightly lower than 225. And where are we at on print? So okay, now it's at 227. Now we're at 226, now 225, and we're also about 40% done with the print, about 40%. Marble rigging. We all know it's not rigged unless it's builder's mark, and in that case it's 100% rigged. I do need a rig command. I do need to get a rig command made. I'll have to make one this weekend. But yeah, we do need a rig command from when you guys all think I rigged the race by winning it on last Thursday. The fan cools the block. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, old curmudgeon. I think without the silicone sock on the heater block, I think the fan is just blowing a little too hard on the block, causing it to fluctuate a little bit. I'm gonna put the silicone sock back on once this print's done for future prints, and then I think I'm gonna update the firmware as well to the latest version of the firmware that I downloaded. It's called Nutwurst or Newtwurst. It's the guy who made it's from Germany. But there's a better version of the firmware now for this printer, so I might update that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna put the silicone sock back on once this print finishes. I'd like to get this finished. If this does finish, chat, then on Tuesday next week, we'll put this thing together on stream. Granted, we don't break it. But it is 200% scale, so it should be easier to cut at the cut points and not break the tips and not break the parts. It is the hollow. It is the hollow snowflake TIE Fighter files. There is a solid. There are solid body ones on FLSun Dude's printables description, but I did print the hollow. We're printing the hollow ones because I think that would look a little bit cooler. And my goal also for this is to get it built, get a UV light or get enough light to power the glowiness of it, and take some pictures, show it off with the fun Firefly blue cap tubes filament, because this stuff actually does print pretty well. And with this new nozzle, that's the hardened or the tungsten carbide nozzle, this should be able to print glow in the dark filament without much abrasion versus the brass. And that also goes for the other cap tubes filament, the sparkly watermelon. I have a roll of that I haven't opened yet. Maybe that will be used for some of the candy files this year, for some of the candy we use for the gingerbread house. It's actually a good idea to use that for some candy prints. Trying to think what other colors. I need to start making a list of all the different colors I'm going to need to buy. I know I'm going to have to go back to Polymaker and buy more of the Polyterra. I think it's the Army Brown for the base colors, the gingerbread color. I'm gonna have to get a couple rolls of that. I'm gonna have to look and see what other Polyterra colors that I can get for the build. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to start making that list fairly soon. And then I also have a bunch of filaments here. A lot of spools I have. There's some spools that I have like little bits of filament left that I want to kind of use up in some way, shape, or form, so I can start getting rid of some of the spools that I'm either almost done with or not using as much anymore. I do have a couple rolls of white filament that I can use for the snow, the icing, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of where I want to go with that. I'm trying to think what other colors I got over there. We have greens, we have reds, we have most of the colors. I don't know. I ran out of I need to buy a yellow. I don't have any yellow colors right now because I ran out of the yellow filament that used the electric yellow that we used on these yellow pieces right here. This electric yellow from Zaltech. I ran out of that color last year, so I don't have any yellow filaments currently that aren't like gold. I have a couple of different gold filaments, but not like a yellow. Let's see, I'm trying to think what other colors I have still. I have the orange. I have a couple oranges. This teal from Printed Solid I still have a bunch of. This red I do have, I think this is blood red, glitter red, but I do have other red as well. The lime green Zaltech I think I still have. The purple I do have a little bit of that left. The Blue Moon from Printed Solid I still have left. But I also have some other colors as well that I got in the last year that we can definitely use for that. Plus, I know that Polymaker is coming out with a Christmas variety or a holiday variety of filaments, a red, green, and a gold, like a holiday pack of filaments soon. So I might be looking at getting those as well, on top of some other stuff they're releasing. Because I know they released or they announced a couple different, some new filament colors at EARF that I did not get to look at or play with, but because I didn't go to EARF, for those that are wondering. But those should be coming out hopefully soon. That'd be cool. But yeah, if you guys have any other filament recommendations for like holiday prints, Christmas colors, holiday colors, feel free to send links in the chat. Links are open, I think, to most people. I keep them open because people haven't abused the links in here, so we'll try to keep it that way. Coax is a cool translucent red. Ooh, that's nice. They have a Green Bay yellow. Speaking of translucent red, we printed this earlier, and this is the IC3D Red Pet G, and it kind of has like a slightly translucent color to it. You can see the infill a little bit on the base. This is a nice like hot tamale red, I want to call it. But yeah, I do need a yellow filament because I don't really have much yellow here. I know Printed Solid has the I think it's called like the Big Bird yellow. I know that's the wrong name for it, but that's what I remember it as. Let me see. Oh, you sent the link to that. Let me check that out. Well, that's a nice bold yellow, otters. That's really. And they're in the U.S., right? They're based in the U.S. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they are. I think they're in the Midwest. I know Edge of Tech talks about them too. And the translucent blood red. Ooh, that's an interesting color. That's a little bit darker, actually. That's like a borderline like maroon. That's pretty cool. I'll show you guys this real quick. That's like almost like a maroon color. Pulaski, Wisconsin, 20 minutes away. Oh, nice. So there's that translucent blood red, and then there's the Green Bay yellow, which actually is a pretty cool color. It's a nice solid cheddar. Yeah, the IC3D filament hasn't been too bad, old curmudgeon. I mean, this is... We did print this. This is my first time printing with the IC3D filament. So far, I haven't had too many issues with it. And it's nice that I know that that's the local company to me, or at least where my parents are at, because they're in Ohio. I did get to talk to them at Murph. They gave me their business card, and they said if you're ever in town and want a tour, let us know. So I'll definitely want to take them up on that when I'm in town for a period of time that's not a weekend. So I'd like to check out their facilities, and I know they're doing the Toys for Tots campaign right about now. That's always a good cause. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help them out with that this year or not. I'll have to see. But yeah, their filament's not too bad, and I got this at Micro Center too. The IC3D roll, I got it at Micro Center. So I don't know how long it was sitting out on the shelf there, but it didn't print terribly for our profile we're trying to tweak here. So we're going to be using this a little bit more. Ouch, sharp corners here. But yeah, we're gonna be going into this full swing of things, and probably in the next week or two, we're gonna have to start modeling stuff up here on stream fairly soon, because there's only, let's see, there's 2.5 weeks of streams left before Thanksgiving, and then maybe the week after Thanksgiving. It's still November technically, so you might have another 6 streams. We're gonna have to start doing some stuff fairly soon if we want to take December and start printing all the stuff. Now, the only thing I hate about modeling on stream is that you get in the rabbit hole of stuff, and then you start we're here for 4 hours. trying to figure out how to model something. More or less because Fusion 360 is not the most user-friendly, as you guys clearly saw for the Halloween the tombstone prints. Anyway, we are going to be doing a lot more of that in the next couple months. I think it was fun to get some brainstorming tonight. I know we didn't do a lot with the gingerbread house per se, but I wanted to do some brainstorming tonight, get some ideas flowing. Maybe next week I'll start kind of sketching some stuff out, or this weekend I'll start sketching some stuff out, so we can kind of start moving forward with that a little bit, because we're kind of limited on time in a sense. So whatever we can get done in a month or so, then we can start kind of getting that printing and get to work. But now, I think it's time. We all deserved a little bit of fun. We're gonna kick off the night, or to finish off the night, with good old community marble racing. You know it, you love it, you hate it sometimes. But we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get the game set up. Do not go anywhere. We're just about to start marble racing. Mods that you guys are sticking around the chat, please stick around if you guys can. Invite your friends that aren't here yet, so they know it's time for the best time of the week. But I'm gonna get the game set up. I'm gonna put the Be Right Back screen on. Don't go anywhere. Mods, feel free to throw raffles in the chat. I can't talk today. And I will be right back, chat. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to have some fun for the rest of the stream. All right, chat, we're coming on back. Thank you for waiting. I just took a look at my printer, and I think my printer, my Mega X, started under extruding on a layer. So now I think it's like a bubble layer where there's no film behind it. So I think now it might be printing on air on one layer, but I'm gonna let it go regardless. But anyway, it is time for our favorite part of the night. It is time to get those marbles ready. There we go. I need to get like an intro video to marble racing made. I gotta do something like that. But chat, you guys know the rules. We like to do community maps here. We like to do random community maps here because it makes it a little more interesting. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, that's for us to find out. But anyway, we're going to do 8 races tonight. let me click use votes. You guys will have a vote on what map you want. From 1 to 2188, you guys can type an exclamation point vote followed by a number. You get one vote, so make it count. And that vote will come into our maps here as a number for which one we're going to do. So there's 8 maps. So if you guys want to choose a few, type an exclamation point vote followed by a number. Now, I do have final say in which we get here, because if we have a map that's either stupid hard or really short, I might get rid of it. But let's see what we got tonight. Got all sorts of these maps. We got all these maps. Some of them we've done before, some of them we have not. I'd like to do a couple random ones. Let's see how this one starts out. Nope, I don't like that one because it's a short time. It's 21 seconds. Also short. Why do they give me short ones? Not bad. I'll take that one. 27% in a minute 40. Okay, a little harder. Make it a little challenging. Not too bad. Alright. Fountain. Actually, no. That's a little short. A little short for me. Yeah, why not? No, I take that back. Not that one. Nope, that's a 99% elimination rate. Come on, I gotta find a good one. Man, they're just giving me all the extreme ones today. 94% elimination rate. No. There we go. A little bit better. Alright, chat. You guys can pick the last 4. Type an exclamation point vote, followed by a space and a number. And whatever one we pick, we have 4 spots, so it's first come, first serve. If you guys don't pick in the next like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna pick the rest. Alright, we got 13. Which, minute 29, 12%. Alright, not too bad. We got vote 2010. Which we had minute 29, 2%. Okay. Not too bad either. Did it pick? Cool Polar Amusement. Okay, I did pick. Alright, 2 more spots. Get your picks in. Get your votes in. It's up to you. These last few. I will pick one if no one else wants to. Let's vote. So we have 444 subscribers, or not subscribers, 444 followers here. I'll do 444. We got spots for one more. 1776 we could do. What's that one? All right, go with me. Real quick, but I just want to see something here. Oh, does it show local stats? I guess not. I'll have to look at the leader. We'll look at the leaderboard and stuff after the race is over, chat. Because I want to see how the season works. Because there's like a season-long marathon of this, I guess. All right, we gotta get our epic racing music on. That's not epic. There we go. All right. All you have to do, chat, to join the race is type an exclamation point play in the chat. exclamation point PLAY. And your marble will be entered into the race. So get those marbles in, as we're going to start race number 1 of 8 tonight. Got 8 races to go. Who's going to finish on top at the end? That is the real question. Guys, got 30 seconds before race number 1 starts. $30 more seconds, exclamation point play. Feel free to invite everybody here with a imaginary invite command that I still don't have set up. 15 seconds, last call. Exclamation point play in the chat. Get that marble in the race. Here we go. Race number 1's about to begin. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Here we go down the honeycomb board here. We got SPC 3D, Deuce Falchion, myself, Old Curmudgeon. Now it looks like Deuce Falchion has the early lead, followed by Old Curmudgeon, followed by Big Jano, SPC 3D, Deuce Falchion, neck and neck. Biller's Mark's not too far behind. Into the tunnel here. Oh! Dude's got whipped around. There must be something inside there. SPC 3D is taking the lead. Biller's Mark's not too far behind him. Into the dark funnel where it's gonna happen. Super dark in there. Here comes myself, Old Curmudgeon. Deuce Falchion starting to make it back. Can you make a comeback, folks? There we go, there we go. Biller's Mark and SPC 3D around the bend. Who is going to finish first? Oh, SPC 3D takes the lead. And it looks like SPC 3D is going to finish first. Biller's Mark got caught up in the obstacle. Just starting to make it out. And it looks like Biller's Mark's going to come in into second. Old Curmudgeon in third. Here comes myself, and oh, here comes Deuce Falchion, but he got whacked again. This thing has been the bane of his existence in this race. But it looks like he got through that time. And Deuce Falchion, last but certainly not least, here in 5th place. But congrats to SPC 3D on winning race number 1 of 8 tonight. There's still plenty of time though, chat, to get those points and to get those W's. But here we go. We're going to start race number 2 in a minute. We'll keep things moving. Bang play in chat, exclamation point play. Type that in the chat to get your marble into the race. Get that into race number 2. You have 45 seconds before race number 2 starts. I'm going to tweet out that we're marble racing here. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Race number 2 is about to begin. Down the platform, here we go. And it looks like SPC 3D, Biller's Mark. Old Curmudgeon almost fell off the side there. And it looks like Biller's Mark's going to take the early lead out. Just catching up, though. Deuce Falchion, Old Curmudgeon not too far behind. Can't Builder's Mark hang on? Uh-oh, there's some stuff there. Down the bunny hill. Into the forest of blocks. Old curmudgeon SBC 3D right on his neck. Breathing down it. Deuce Falchion decided to take the only other way on the other side. Builder's Mark still with a lead. Yeah, my playlist needs to update. There we go. Oh, Builder's Mark got tripped up. And old curmudgeon. Oh, and here comes Builder's Mark again. And then old curmudgeon again. Neck and neck. And, oh, old curmudgeon got slipped up. But it doesn't matter. Old curmudgeon is going to take race number 2. Builder's Mark right behind. Here comes Deuce Falchion, SBC 3D in third. Can Deuce Falchion not come in last? And unfortunately, I don't know if I came in last or not. I did. Barely. Old curmudgeon, congrats on race number 2. Race number 2. Builder's Mark in second. SBC 3D in third. Deuce Falchion in fourth. And myself in dead last. You'd love to see that, chat. You'd love to see it. All right, here we go. Keep it on going. No breaks. Race number 3. We are about to start in a minute. Here we go. All right, exclamation point play in the chat. Get that marble in to race number 3. Let me go check on my print real quick. So I'm pretty sure that it started extruding and missed a layer. Or it stopped extruding on one layer and now it's like kind of printing above it. So we'll see if the layer adhesion from here on out is any good, but no point stopping it now. Hey, Hunter's Makerspace, welcome on in. We are in the middle of marble racing. Race number 3 of 8 is about to begin right now. You got your bang play in. That's good to see. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Ho, ho, ho. That's fitting. A holiday-themed map. And it looks like Deuce Falchion. There we go. Oh, there goes Hutch's Makerspace. Down the bunny hills. And into the multi-wall obstacle here. Making their way up. Oh, wow, that loop-de-loop there. That is a loop. But Hutch's Makerspace up the elevator, followed by Builder's Mark. Here comes Deuce Falchion. SBC 3D is coming up the other way. There goes Hutch's Makerspace. Into the snowflakes. Builder's Mark not too far behind. Oh, Hutch's Makerspace got stuck. There's SBC 3D. And it looks like SBC 3D is going to take the win. Hutch's Makerspace in second. Builder's Mark coming in third. There goes old curmudgeon off the side of the map. There I come launching into the air. Oh, I ran into the lettering. That one hurt a little bit. But it looks like I will take 5th. But SBC 3D, congrats on race number 3. Followed by Hutch's Makerspace, Builder's Mark, Deuce Falchion, myself, old curmudgeon. The first yeet of the night. But anyway, on to race number 4. We're almost halfway, the chat. We're almost halfway. All right. Exclamation point play in the chat to get your marble into race number 4. Do it right now. You have a minute to click bang play in chat. "45 seconds to get that marble in the race." This one looks a little more futuristic than the holiday one. Still a little banged up after that last one. I ran into the rocks. Looks like I banged up my shoulder a little bit. I gotta rehab that. I gotta do some ice, then some heat, and then some more ice. 20 seconds, last call. Get that marble in the race. Exclamation point play in chat if you want to race. Race number 4 of 8 is about to begin. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. May your marble not eat off the side of the map, but no promises. Here we go. Down the ramp. So many lasers. So much fun. Oh, this is a bouncy map. Got some trampolines. Into the rocks. Ooh, this is a colorful map. Deuce Falchion with the early lead. Hotch's Makerspace looks like they have the lead right now. Bouncing through the wall. This is a very trippy map, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Into the rocks. Hotch's Makerspace, SPC3D, and Builder's Mark. Myself. Looks like I cleared. And Big Jano's made his way all the way out front. Still plenty of time for me to yeet, though. There goes myself. Still in the lead. Old Curmudgeon not too far behind. Very bright. Oh, Curmudgeon takes over. The colorful Utopia. Can Old Curmudgeon hang on? Still not too far away. That laser looks fun, chat. Oh, hits the rocks. Oh, Big Jano makes it around the rocks. And Big Jano takes the win. Coming from behind. You love to see the win. SPC3D not too far behind. Oh, came in over Old Curmudgeon by a fraction of a second. Old Curmudgeon in 3rd, Deuce Falchion in 4th, Hotch's Makerspace in 5th, Builder's Mark in 6th. Hey Apex, you're just in time for the last half of the races. Race number 5 is about to begin right now, so type in exclamation point play again in just a second. There we go. There we go. Now you can type in exclamation point play to get your marble in the race. This is race number 5 of 8. You got 4 more to go. That last map was super fun. And a nail biter for some of us. Just going through an ad. Yep. Gotta love Twitch ads. Oh, I hate those. All right, 30 seconds left. Exclamation point play in the chat if you guys haven't yet done so to get your marble into the race. Race number 5 of 8. We're halfway there. All right, good luck, everybody. Here we go. About to begin. This one doesn't look as exciting, but we'll find out in just a second. On our way down the ramp. Oh, we're zooming down. And Old Curmudgeon somehow got a boost. And somehow separated himself from the pack. That's a nail biter. Who's going to drop first? We shall find out. We shall, we shall, we shall. Suspense is killing me, chat. It's killing me. Looks like Hutch's Makerspace might be. It might be myself. Apex. Old Curmudgeon. And it looks like Hutch's Makerspace is the first. Apex right behind. SBC3T not too far behind him. Myself, Old Curmudgeon as well. Zooming on out. Down the bunny hills. Hutch's Makerspace has a commanding lead. Many bunny hills, some helixes. And there's the finish line. Hutch's Makerspace looks to like he's going to have race number 5 locked and loaded for the win. And there comes myself. Here comes Apex. SBC3D taking over for 3rd. And Apex just hanging on in there for 4th. Old Curmudgeon in 5th. Billersmark, did you not get into that one? But anyway, Hutch's Makerspace, congrats on race number 5 victory. Myself in 2nd. SBC3D in 3rd, Apex in 4th, and Old Curmudgeon 3DP in 5th. All right, here we go. Onward and upward to race number 6. All right, here we go. Exclamation point play in the chat to get your marble in the race number 6. 1 minute from now, the race will start. And whatever happens after that minute is up to the marble gods. It is up to the marble gods at that point. 40 seconds left. If you're just joining us, type in exclamation point play in the chat to get your marble into the race. We have 3 more races left tonight. And then we have to wait till next Thursday. 20 seconds, last call. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Race number 6 is about to begin. And SBC3D shot down like a cannon. That sounded like my extruder clicking. That's not good. SPC3D with the lead. Deuce Falchion taking over. Uh-oh. Don't get whacked, chat. Don't get whacked. Do not get whacked. Deuce Falchion, myself, Old Curmudgeon, neck and neck. And Deuce Falchion, Old Curmudgeon right there. And Old Curmudgeon makes it down first. Oh, curmudgeon zooming through the rest of the map. Here comes Hutch's Makerspace, SBC 3D, and Builder's Mark. Oh, I fell off the map. And oh, curmudgeon sticks the landing. And Hutch's Makerspace will stick second, Dudes in third. Oh, Builder's Mark fell off the map as well. Here comes Apex to finish out for fifth. But congrats, old curmudgeon, race number 6. You have won Hutch's Makerspace in second, Deuce Falchion in third, SBC 3D in fourth, Apex in fifth, and me and Builder's Mark are Yeet brothers right now. All right, race number 7 about to begin. Everybody type an exclamation point play in the chat to get your marble into the next race. You do that while I go fix my printer again. Oh crap. My fault, chat. I'm wondering if the nozzle's getting clogged because of the fancy material. I don't know. It's barely feeding right now, and it's basically printing on air at the moment. Oh, Deuce Falchion with an explosion. Oh my god, there's so many explosions. Old curmudgeon, myself. Old curmudgeon, Hutch's Makerspace fell off the map. You hate to see it. And there I go as well. Oh my gosh, we got flyers. There goes Builder's Mark off the map. There's only 3 left. Oh, there goes Dues off the map. It's down to Apex and SBC 3D. Apex shooting down the funnel. Oh, he hits all the rocks. Who's gonna get through first? There we go. More rocks. Any day now, you two. These maps are not rigged, chat. Marbles giveth and they taketh. We all know the rule. There we go. Neck and neck. Who's gonna finish? Is it gonna be Apex? Is it gonna be SBC 3D? And, oh! Apex got caught! SBC 3D is catching up! And it looks like Apex is going to take the win. And he absolutely will. SBC 3D right behind him in second. But congrats to Apex Predator on race number 7. One of 2 finishers tonight on that race. You love to see it. You hate to see all the yeets. It's unfortunate. All right. On to the last race of the night. On to the last race of the night. All you gotta do is type in exclamation point play. Got 1 minute. Type in exclamation point play. Get your marble in the race. This is for all the marbles, chat. All the marbles tonight are in this very race right now. I gotta check my printer again. Yeah, it's printing error now, so I think I need to unclog it. Not worth keeping it going. All right, good luck, everybody. Race number 8 is about to begin. Who do we got on this awesome looking map? We got Apex in the lead, followed by Biller's Mark, Old Curmudgeon, SBC 3D, where everybody else go? Everyone took the top route. Oh, Biller's Mark taking the different route and is taking over the lead, followed by myself and SBC 3D. There goes Biller's Mark. And here I come, taking that win away from Biller's Mark. Neck and neck. Here comes Apex Predator on the other side. Clearing first. I don't know, Biller's Mark's making it ground. Oh, and thank you, Biller's Mark, for knocking yourself out. And it looks like Biller's Mark's going to finish tonight as our winner of race number 8. Followed by myself. Here comes Apex as well. Hutch's Makerspace not too far behind. And Old Curmudgeon 3DP and SPC 3D. Only thing these marbles are giving me is a pain in the pain in the butt. That's right. We love to see that, Deuce Falchion. Love to see it. All right. All right, chat. We've gone through 8 races. Gotta get some new music for the results here. I could have done that, but there we go. All right, here come the results. Chat, you fought hard, you raced long, you didn't fall off the map, or you did, who knows? And we've tallied all the points. Let's find out who our top 3 are tonight. I hope it's not me again, because you guys would probably all unfollow me. And anyway, in third, we got Hutch's Makerspace. Congratulations, Hutch's Makerspace, on third tonight. And in second, Apex Predator. Congratulations, Apex, on second place tonight. Which means our first place winner for tonight, our Gauntlet Grand Prix winner, is SPC 3D. Congratulations. SPC 3D, our champion for tonight. Congratulations, SPC 3D. Take a look at our final leaderboard. SPC 3D coming in with 2 wins tonight out of 8 races with 42 points. Apex Predator in second, coming in with 25 points after 1 victory. Hutch's Makerspace coming in with 21 points and 1 win tonight. In third, Old Curmudgeon 3DP coming in with 2 wins as well with 17 points in fourth. Big Jano, myself in fifth with 12 points with 1 win. Biller's Mark in sixth with a win and 7 points. And Deuce Falchion, unfortunately, tonight was not Deuce Falchion's night. It was not his night, indeed. But congratulations, SPC 3D, on winning this week's race. Gauntlet Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. Very congrats to you, my friend. And thank you to everybody. And thank you to everybody who made it tonight and were able to partake. SPC 3D, I'm going to give you a VIP badge for the next few weeks on stream as your prize tonight. Congratulations. You should have that VIP badge now. Before we get out of here, I want to look at the main menu real quick. I want to look at the stats. I want to look at our leaderboard here. Okay, so I'm not on the leaderboard here. Wait, I can look myself up, right? I'm ranked 41,410th. Like local, here we go. Local. I don't know if I can... Is there a way to look at stuff like that? I guess not. I don't know. I have to figure that out, but... I would like to see our stats like as a community here. But I don't know how that works. Oh, it shows me my rank. I'd love to see our community, though. And this season, by the way, goes until November 9th. November 9th. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Some people have too much time to free race. Yeah, some people do this like every single day. I don't know how, but we're gonna get to the top one day. Curmudgeon, one day for sure. There we go. All right, let's get back to our main screen here. Chat, like I said, I had to stop the print over here on the printer. It was I was having some extrusion issues on the spool. And it was printing pretty much air at that point, so and it was just better for me to stop it. I'll let it cool down. It got further than the last time, but I'm wondering if I now clogged my nozzle prematurely. But anyway, we got that done. The other print finish as well. Ground it until it shapes up. It's like I'm not mad at it. I'm disappointed, and I don't know if it's just me with my settings and the filament I'm using being different with retractions. I don't know. It also has to do with the way it has to feed filament through. It's a terrible path for it, and on heavy spools like that, although it wasn't even loading in, so I'm guessing it might just be a faint clog. But I can, that's an easy fix. I'll do that later. I just didn't want to have it keep printing in midair. But the other thing we got printed should be done. We pull you off. There we go. We got our base came out done. for our layered snow globe print. And this actually looks fairly clean, chat. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't look too bad. Top layer looks a little bit like, looks like I could need another top layer, add another top layer to that. We'll see how everything kind of fits. But the sides and the bottom don't look bad. Minus my fingerprints. Well, here's the problem, Builder's Mark. If I try to change it back to stock hot end, there's like leftover bolts and spacers that I don't use that were on the stock hot end, and that means I have to put the cover back on. I'm gonna get this thing dialed in. I'm gonna get it dialed in. I'm gonna get it to work. And actually, might be worse to put an old hot end back on because I don't know if I have all the parts right now to put the normal thing back on. Because I have all these like spacers and nuts over here that are kind of just like, I use some of them too for that hot end build, but I don't know what my retraction was set at. Let me see. Retraction was set at 4.5 millimeters, 40 millimeters per second. So maybe I'll bump that down a little bit and see if that makes anything different. But I will it actually gives me a minute to put the silicone sock back on, flash the new firmware, and I'll play around with it a little bit. But I think if I had different filament in there too, it might be okay too. I don't know, but one of these days I'm gonna get things just working. Don't have to worry about it. Everything will be grand. Everything will be fantastic. One day, very soon. They say 4 millimeters max. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have it set on my stock hot end very high either. But I don't know. I'll have to play around with that a little bit because I usually don't have retraction issues, but I don't know if it's because of this filament being a glow in the dark filament that's causing it to clog up easier. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with the. I'll have to test it out with some other filaments and see if that works. But anyway, chat, I think that's going to wrap up for me tonight. We're getting to that point in time on the Thursday. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me tonight, talking about the gingerbread house that we're going to be building. I'm excited for that project. It's going to be cool. We're going to try to maybe start some modeling and some design works next week, maybe. We'll continue printing parts for this little snow globe Christmas print thing, and as well as trying to get the kit card up and running and printed. If you guys have any other Christmas holiday prints you want me to try to print here on the channel, feel free to post in our Discord channel. There's a link to it below if you guys are interested in joining. Also, for those that are also on other social media platforms, we're at Big Jano on Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, give me a follow there. If you're on YouTube, Big Jano on YouTube. If you haven't yet checked out our YouTube channel, we greatly appreciate if you did that. We're inchworming closer every day to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting very close. I think we're at like 964 right now, so we're slowly getting up there. Slowly. But if you guys haven't yet checked out the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated, as well as our Discord and or Twitter, or else where you guys can find me. With that being said, that's going to pretty much do it for me tonight. I'm going to throw another raffle in the chat while I figure out who we're going to go raid tonight. Who are we going to raid is the question. Let's see. We got llamas on. let's see who else is on. Got Perillo. We got Sith Lord Britt. Ian Douglas. AZ Pinoy. Kobe LAX. Avery. Let's go raid Llama. We haven't raided him in a while. He's doing some CNC stuff. Let's go check out Llama and see what he's doing. I think it's a good pick for tonight. There we go, there we go. I'll get the raid set up. And that will do it. Chat, if you guys can stick around for the raid, that'd be greatly appreciated. If not, no worries. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you so much for everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I greatly appreciate all your support. I'll catch you guys again next week. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to be 3D printing, gaming, and all the awesomeness here. Take care, guys. Have a great Nestor tonight. And as always, keep doing it big.